In this video we are going to take a look at this vintage radio. It says Philips stereo and it has got 5 bands, shortwave 1 to 4 and medium wave, which is the broadcast bands, and piano keys, 2 large knobs on the front. One is for volume, another is for tuning, and as you can see, the cosmetic condition is not great. Veneer is coming off on all sides of the radio. The plywood is damaged. At these places, veneer is completely lost and the plywood is breaking apart. It is not recoverable or repairable. You can see here, completely disintegrated. And here is a view of the back. That is the back cover, which is in kind of okay condition. Here it says adjustment possibility 205, 230 volt, and options for external speaker, connections for pickup and tape and aerial and earth. And here is a Ferroceptor adjustment. So the ferrite rod antenna which is inside the radio can be adjusted from here. The orientation can be adjusted. Now we will take the back cover off. As you can see, it is inside is very dirty. There are 2 speakers, one on the left and another on the right, and there are tubes in this. There is a tube chart which is also not in a good condition, and we are not able to see what's written on it. And also the model number is not written anywhere. There was a label here, but the label is missing, so we don't know the model number. But there is a date code on this IFT which says 3270, which means 32nd week of 1970. Another IFT is inside there and it says 4270, 42nd week of 1970. So the radio is from 1970. There is a large electrolytic capacitor which is hanging in here. So in the next step we will be taking the chassis out and have a closer look. To begin with, we have taken the speakers out. As you can see, we have taken the speakers out, and while speakers are okay, but there is some signs of damage here. This is the electrolytic capacitor that was connected in the radio, and it says made in GDR, so it's made in German Democratic Republic, and the date code is 1084. So this electrolytic capacitor was connected later on, and the date code here is 1984. So the electrolytic capacitor was added after 1984. So, and also it's from GDR, German Democratic Republic, and it is 100 microfarad plus 100 microfarad. So the chassis is held on to the cabinet with the help of these screws, two here and two below. So we have to take out these 4 screws to take the chassis out from the cabinet. We have taken the chassis out from the cabinet, and you can see it is very dirty. So before we proceed any further, we will clean it with air blower, and then we will have a closer look at the chassis. So we have used air blower and we have blown the dirt away. Now we can take a closer look at the chassis and the tubes. The first tube here, this is a rectifier, and this is EZ81 full wave rectifier. And that's the mixer oscillator tube, ECH81. That should be the EBF89 tube. This is ECC83. Yeah, there is another ECC83, but we had taken it out previously. So there are 2 ECC83s in this unit. And this is an EL84. Sorry. So this is another EL84. This is one of the EL84. Another one is right here. Yeah. So here EL84. And also here we can see that the front dial is, some paint is missing from the front dial, so we have to address that. We will be putting a clear coat of clear paint on this dial to protect the paint. And that's the Magic Eye EM84. And here here is a view from the underneath the chassis, and you can see the circuit, all the components here. That capacitor has a date code of June 70, that means June 1970. Also you can see that this capacitor has cracked from here, so you will be changing that. So the overall the condition of the set is okay, and we will be proceeding with the electrical restoration first. So we have taken the tubes out and we have kept it aside. In the next step we are going to take the front dial off, take it out, and then we will address this situation where the paint is coming off. So for taking the glass dial out, we have to first take out the knobs. So the knob broke off. And here's the second knob. This is okay, but this one is broken. We've taken out the glass dial, and here is a closer view of it. We have cleaned the glass dial. Now we can see the markings on this clearly. And here is a view from the back of the glass dial. You can see that we have applied a clear coat paint on this. And here the paint was lost, so we have painted sprayed black paint here. So for the time being we'll keep the glass dial aside, and we'll concentrate on the circuit or the chassis of the radio. So we powered on the unit, but this radio is not working. So on a closer inspection, we found that this capacitor is broken, and another one is built inside there, that is also broken. Here it is broken from one end, and these two are the coupling capacitors for the EL84. So the coupling capacitors are broken, and that is why we are not getting any output from the radio. So we will be replacing these two capacitors. These are 0.01 microfarad capacitors. We have done some more cleaning of the chassis, and we can see a label here and it says the model number of this radio, which is 15RB708/00S. Yeah, so that is the model number. As you can see here, the original 50 by 50 microfarad capacitor has been replaced with a brand new 47 microfarad capacitor, two separate 47 microfarad capacitors. As I have mentioned before, that the model number of this radio is 15RB708. So I've got the circuit of this radio. Here it is. It is only one half of the circuit, and here is the power amplifier section. So one of the channel is not working, so we are checking with this circuit, and we are feeding a signal at this point, sine wave of 500 hertz at this point, and then we are checking the voltages, AC voltage at various points. So we found that the AC voltage before the volume control is 0.3 volt AC, and after the volume control for one of the channel it is 0 volt. So the volume control, one of the channels volume control is not working, so we will take out the volume control and then we will check what is wrong with it. For the other channel the volume control is working okay, and also the channel is working. So we have found where the fault is. We found that the gain of the radio is very low. So for Philips radios, it is most probable case is the IF transformers. Ideally the IF transformers should have 5 ohms resistance. The coils of the IF transformers should have 5 ohms resistance. So here is the first IF transformer, and inside below there is a second IF transformer. So when we are measuring the resistance of the coils, ideally it should be 5 ohms. So let's see what's the resistance. If the resistance is found to be 5 ohms, then the IF transformers are working okay. So the leads of the multimeter is connected to the coil of the IF transformer, the high voltage side, and here it is the resistance, the 19.3 ohms. So it is much more. It should be ideally around 5 ohms. (19.2 ohms for the primary side of the IF transformer. Yeah, and now we have connected to the secondary side of the IF transformer, the low voltage side, and we find that the DC resistance is 4.9 ohms. So the high voltage side, the resistance has increased to 19 ohms. So we have to correct that, and this is for the second IF transformer. Now we will check for the first IF transformers. Now the multimeter leads are connected to the first IF transformer, the secondary side, and we see that the resistance is 4.8, 4.9 ohms. So that is correct. And now the leads are connected to the high voltage side of the first IF transformer, and we see that the DC resistance is 26 ohms. So definitely the IF transformers, something wrong with them, and we will have to check them. Maybe we will replace them, or if replacements are not available, we have to open them and then see what's wrong with it. Friends, I am finishing the video at this point because I could not record further progress made in the restoration of this radio. I opened up the volume control and repaired it. Both the channels were working fine. However, the cabinet was in a very poor condition and was infested with wood bugs. So I decided to discard the wooden cabinet. I will make a new cabinet out of plywood in future and surely post a video of it. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and press the bell icon for updates. Thank you.